Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on Newsfeed today. The UK's most likely next Prime Minister puts out a viral vote-getting video.
Enough. Enough. Let's get this done.
Can someone tell me who Jeremy Corbyn is? The next Prime Minister.
The Uyghurs have graduated from the prison camps they were being held in China. Really? The Golden Globes nominations are out and the internet is not happy with the lack of diversity. And what is a mince pie? An American website has its own take. And at the top of our newsfeed, the UK election. In a couple of days, Britain could have a new government, and in the last 48 hours of campaigning, fake news has become a real problem. People on British social media are struggling to know what to believe. Fake news stories are being spread, and respected journalists and news organisations are having to apologise for being misled and for misleading. So while lies and misinformation continue online, the two-party leaders have added to that veritable stew with some attempted viral vote-getting videos. Here's Adama.
There are just 2 days to go before what some in the UK are calling the election of a generation. And there's no letting up for the top two contenders, Prime Minister Boris Johnson of the Conservative Party and leader of the opposition Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn. They've clashed in election debates, which haven't lacked passion, drama.
Specific negotiating
Let's allow
objectives.
Mr.
Full
Johnson.
market access for US products to our National Health Service. You're going to sell our National Health Service.
Or laughs. And now they've decided to create what they hope are viral vote winners.
Oh, hi.
Who is it?
The Conservatives released a Love Actually parody video called Vote Conservative Actually.
Enough. Let's get this done.
The fastest broadband.
On the other side, a video uploaded onto Twitter has Jeremy Corbyn reading mean tweets. And others, maybe not so mean.
Anyone else starting to find Jeremy Corbyn really sexy?
The latest polls suggest the Conservatives have a significant lead, but polls are notoriously unreliable.
There has been some indication over the past couple of weeks that Labour has started to close the gap on the Conservatives. Our most recent poll shows that they're 9 points behind. However, that isn't going to be enough in order to force a hung parliament, and Labour will need to continue to make gains in this final week.
Brexit, what else, is one of the main battlegrounds. In 2016, 52% of British people voted to leave the European Union. Since then, a long slug of stalemate votes on the Brexit deal and surging division across the country has made the process a Debbie Downer.
Yes. No, order.
These elections will be a deciding factor on how the country moves forward. Until then, political leaders are giving us something to laugh about.
I think we must be. This is more therapeutic. This is more therapeutic boxing than aggressive boxing. Okay, this is boxing as therapy.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the other things that caught our eye on social media. Now, someone in America was caught on camera trying to steal a wheelchair from a person that was sitting in it. This happened on a metro train in the city of Phoenix. He was tackled by other passengers and then ran off from the incident in the direction of a security camera which filmed the entire thing. He has been arrested and is currently in jail. Well, this is the latest piece from the artist Banksy. It's been stenciled onto a wall in the city of Birmingham in the UK. It's called God Bless Birmingham, and it's meant as a commentary on homelessness and rough sleeping in Britain. The post with the video says that in the 20 minutes we filmed Ryan on this bench, passers-by gave him a hot drink, 2 chocolate bars and a lighter without him asking for anything.
I found this in my living room.
Oh, killer replica.
A replica of what?
A ghost trap?
And they're making a Ghostbusters movie called Ghostbusters Afterlife. What was one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion, is being franchised out for a new generation. There are a few references to the original movie in here, and it's written by Jason Reitman, the son of the original director, Ivan Reitman. It comes out next July, so the marketing machine is only just getting started. Well, China has been holding more than 1 million Muslim Uyghurs in what it describes as re-education centres. Outrage around the world has been at a high pitch for quite a while now, and now the Chinese state says the people there have graduated.
It's Human Rights Day, and people around the world are calling for the human rights of Uyghurs to be respected by China. Beijing's been criticised for holding Uyghurs in what it calls re-education camps, but the government says all those detained have been released and are now living happy lives.
So far, trainees participating in education and training programs, including standard spoken and written Chinese, understanding of the law, vocational skills, and de-radicalization, have all graduated from the vocational education and training centers in Xinjiang. With the help of the government, they have achieved a stable employment, improved their quality of life, and are living happy lives.
But Uyghurs and other Muslim ethnic minorities from the Xinjiang region say their family members continue to be detained in camps and prisons. While Chinese authorities have described the detentions as a form of vocational training, human rights groups say the camps are actually high-security prisons where people are forced to renounce Islam and express gratitude to the ruling Communist Party. The US House of Representatives has passed a bill that condemns the Uyghurs' arbitrary detention, torture and harassment. Beijing has called the US legislation a violation of international law and interference in China's internal affairs.
Well, the nominations for the Golden Globes have been revealed, and they're getting some flack for their lack of diversity and representation. They also show just how far ahead of network television streaming services are.
Performance by an actress.
The Golden Globe nominations for 2020 are out. For the first time ever, not a single program or actor from major broadcast networks was nominated. Netflix scored the most nominations with 34 in both the TV and film categories. Its divorce drama Marriage Story topped the list with 6 nominations. It was followed by Martin Scorsese's gangster film The Irishman and Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with 5 apiece.
I love that stuff, you know, the killing.
A lot of killing. Surprisingly, the final season of Game of Thrones, which had a record 32 Emmy nominations, got only 1 Golden Globe nod. It was for actor Kit Harington.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I was just having a little trouble.
Many celebrated shows, actors and films were nominated, but the lack of gender equality and diversity has sparked criticism. Out of the 40 nominations for acting, only 3 went to non-white performers.
And here are the all-male nominees.
Women of color were completely left out. There were also no nominations for female directors, filmmakers, or scriptwriters. In fact, no show or film about women received any nominations.
Okay, we'll keep spinning around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Tuesday. Well, Aung San Suu Kyi is at The Hague to defend her country against charges it committed genocide against the Rohingya. The case was brought by Gambia on behalf of the Organisation of Islamic Cooperation. Nearly 1 million Rohingya Muslims have fled persecution at the hands of Myanmar's military. The International Court of Justice says the Myanmar government behaved with genocidal intent against the Muslim community in Rakhine State in 2016 and 2017. Facebook and Twitter have been cited in court as being vehicles via which hate speech was spread against the Rohingya. 6 people are dead and 8 are missing after the eruption on the White Island volcano in New Zealand. Scientists and politicians there are now talking about why people were allowed onto an active volcano, especially after the likelihood of an eruption was increased in recent weeks. A Chilean military plane with 38 people on board has disappeared on its way to Antarctica. This is the last known location of the plane, tweeted by the Chilean Air Force. It was 725 kilometers into its journey deep into what's called the Drake Passage. It's a body of stormy, rough water which connects the South Atlantic and the South Pacific Ocean. And thanks to the bushfires in Australia, air quality in Sydney is 11 times worse than hazardous levels. This is what the city looks like, blanketed in smoke. People are wearing gas masks, ferries have been stopped and children are being kept indoors. And the fires continue to burn. More than 140 of them are burning across the states of New South Wales and Queensland. People in India are protesting over plans to make it easier for those from minority religions living in Muslim-majority nations, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, to get Indian citizenship. The Citizenship Amendment Bill has been described as anti-Muslim. Its passing in the lower house of parliament yesterday was the spur for these demos. People in northeast India say they are concerned that Hindus from Bangladesh will arrive in their region. And a new big-budget Bollywood movie has angered some people in Afghanistan. Take a look at this.
हरा दिया ना, फिर दिल्ली क्या, पूरा हिंदुस्तान आ गया।
And last up today, we have something that should make you laugh. It certainly made us laugh. An American website has got confused about what a mince pie is and ended up creating something that is totally gross and internet mockery ready. Take a look at this.
You get a good quality jar of mincemeat.
Raspberries, more ladyfingers, then beef sauteed with peas and onions. Custard.
It's best not to be a Rachel. Maybe that pie would be nice with a bit of gravy, or maybe not. Well, that will be all from the Newsfeed team. Do reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. You'll find me at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. You can subscribe to that channel. It'll be worth it. You can follow me on Twitter. That's worth it too. Follow, subscribe and add, and I will see you again tomorrow.